Julian Alvarez is being advised by his closest entourage to apologize to Atletico Madrid to basically mend relationships. Now, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, we are a few days away from the end of the month and basically the expiration of Barcelona's transfer offer. And since then, there's been a lot of silence when it comes to Julian Alvarez and the clubs. And so far, the talk has still been that the player is obsessed with the move to Barcelona. Atletico Madrid have also felt their own stance. They've already stood their ground and they've already said what they said. And as a result of that, and the fact that last week we had Laporta coming out and talking about the fact that the offer had an expiration date and the alternatives, it seems that the talk is that Julian Alvarez in the past 24 hours has been advised by his entourage to apologize to Atletico Madrid, right? To basically mend relationships. And a lot of the word coming out is that apparently they want him to apologize to basically get in the good graces of Atletico Madrid, to maybe negotiate and facilitate some kind of middle ground in which Barcelona and Atletico Madrid can negotiate a potential deal. And some are also mentioning the fact that they think that Julian Alvarez should apologize in case Barcelona decide to pull out and completely get away from this deal, in which case costing maybe Julian Alvarez to have to stay at Atletico Madrid. Now, this is quite an interesting turn of events that's actually come out, right? These words that we've heard. And I wanted to give my honest thoughts on it. And this is my opinion, and this is just my opinion on this whole situation. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't understand this, and I don't get this at all. I don't understand what Julian Alvarez should apologize for. I have no idea. I mean, it's funny because I saw, I was on social media and I actually was watching, I think they were asking Zlatan Ibrahimovic about the whole situation. They asked him, what his thoughts were at the potential of, his Julian Alvarez's entourage advising him to apologize. And Zlatan actually gave a perfect answer to this. He basically said, what exactly should he apologize for? For being ambitious? For wanting to take the next step of his career? That is absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? Zlatan is 100% right. First of all, let's take a look at this whole situation with Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez, throughout this whole situation, has remained very professional. He went to the club. He spoke to the club. He agreed. It was supposed to be something that they agreed upon. Apparently, this whole situation when it comes to Julian Alvarez at the club, he kind of alluded to the fact that he might be leaving at the end of the season. And apparently, he spoke to Gil Marine and actually told him of his desire to leave. And apparently, Gil Marine told him around February of this year that they would be open to selling him for the right price. The issue is, at the end of the season, when the season was over, Julian Alvarez went to the club and basically told them his plans to leave the club. Made it very clear, made it very professional, didn't leak anything to the media, just sit down there and just said what he needed to say. Eventually, when it came out that Julian Alvarez had told the club he wanted to leave, all of a sudden, the club basically, they backtracked from their promise. And I feel that that is the words and that is what, disappoints Julian Alvarez more than anything else. They gave him their word that they would let him leave. And in the end, they ended up shafting him. Atletico Madrid shafted him in the end, right? They did him dirty. Why? Because Barcelona dared to get involved in the deal? Well, it's no surprise. This is a talented player and Barcelona wanted to get their hands on him. And in the end, I feel like Julian Alvarez was done dirty. And even throughout this whole situation, my thing about this whole talk about him apologizing, why does he need to apologize? What has he actually done to actually apologize? Let's think about this. He hasn't gone on strike. He hasn't thrown his toys out of the pram. He hasn't even reported to training yet because he's still on vacation because of the fact that he was in the World Cup final. So he hasn't even, he's yet to report for preseason. He could go, he could report, he might not report. He hasn't done anything right now to basically warrant any apology. What this is about is that Atletico Madrid did him dirty. Atletico Madrid's pride was broken, and they feel so hurt that they feel that they are entitled, or Julian Alvarez is entitled to basically give them special treatment. And it's absolutely embarrassing. I've already said my piece when it comes to this whole situation. Julian Alvarez has every right to go on strike. He has every right to throw his choice out of the pram at this point. He has been professional. He has tried to do this the respectful route. He has tried to do this the professional route. It's Atletico Madrid who've decided to get away from this professional route and take it to a petty route. And because of that, Julian Alvarez has to be ambitious. It's like Zlatan said, it's about ambition. It's not personal. Atletico Madrid can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. That is their business. But when it comes down to it, Julian Alvarez has to think about himself. Do you want to play for a club that will give you a promise like the promise that they gave you? When they give you their word that they would listen to offers. Not that they will sell you for cheap, but then they will listen to offers. They would negotiate, get the best deal for both parties. They gave you their word, and they went back on their word. Now they're making it seem like you're the villain. Now they've made it seem like Barca are the villains, when in fact, this is something that you guys agreed on. And now they've shafted you. You have every right to go however you want. I'll be honest with you, Julian. I don't get this whole situation, and I don't think your entourage have given you good advice, right? They're not giving you good advice, because if you go and apologize, guess what? That's basically your move dead, because it's not a matter of Barcelona not wanting to want you, but now Atletico Madrid are going to probably feel justified for treating you the way they did, because now they know at the end of the day, they don't have to give you what you want, because you're not going in to force it. You're going to be too respectful, and these guys, they don't respect you. So when it comes down to it, you need to focus on you. This is not your fault anymore. It's not you that started this. It was Atletico Madrid. So that's my opinion. Julian Alvarez, I'll be honest with you, do not apologize. You don't owe these guys anything. You've done enough, and they need to stop being petty. And if you apologize and you decide to stay, well, I guess that's your career in the end. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of everything I talked about in this video, guys, as always. And what do you guys think Julian Alvarez should do? Should he apologize? Should he not? And if he apologizes and stays, what should Barcelona do? Let me know, guys, in the comment section below. As always, make sure you guys smash the like button. Have a good morning, everyone. Peace. This is Barca.